Greetings everyone, it's Reed here, and you're watching MOI. Now if you're just stopping by, hang around, stay a little. I think you might like the channel. Making all sorts of interesting videos ranging from solar power, prepping, preparedness, emergency survival skills, generalized technology, philosophy, maybe a little bit of political commentary, but politics, oh my word, at times. Frustrating, so frustrating. But I would really appreciate all of you guys hanging around, subscribing, hitting the like button, leaving comments. Always enjoy interacting with people, especially the nice, courteous ones that want to discuss things, go at it from different point of views, refine our positions. I enjoy that. The trolls? Well, look elsewhere. I will not feed you. Anyways, it's been a little while since I made another video. Since I injured my back horrifically, I can now actually sit in a chair and not go, Nice big improvement, let me tell you. The joint is still really sore. Certain positions, bending, kneeling over, really gets angry. And I can tell exactly what exercises I'm going to be doing a lot of. A lot of sit-ups, a lot of stretching exercises, twisting, all sort of stuff to get that working. And then, of course, I'm going to be working on a lot of strength training exercises because this was a big hint. Reed, you need to focus on physical fitness. Yeah, got it. Yeah, big hit, universe. Got the message. Let's not have any more incidences, please. But I do appreciate everyone for stopping by. Really glad to have all of you here. I really enjoy all my subscribers. It's really nice. I've been connecting with more people, interesting people. Since the YouTube black hole likes to eat me alive at times, it takes a while to find new subscribers. So I like to comment, talk with all sorts of other people, and eventually word of mouth seems to work. So if you like my channel, do recommend it to your friends. I would really appreciate it. Because it's going to take a while before I get anywhere. But it's not really like the purpose of the channel is to grow super big and have a massive audience, more of to find good people to achieve other goals. And to be sort of a launching platform also for some books I'm working on. And then I've got some DIY kits I want to make because there's like some prepping gear out there that they price on the stores and you go check it out and it's like $350, $400 and you're like, whoa. So I'm going to make some stuff here and, hopefully they'll be like, $20 in parts. And maybe if people actually want them, we can make little kits and sell them or something if people want to do that. Or I can put a list out where people know where to get it. Although you'd have like 5 stores sometimes. And of course, got to go to China Mart Express sometimes, Alibaba or Ally Express as they say. But anyways, enough rambling. Let's get to the darn point for the day. And I have some book reviews. Now, Hupples likes to make book reviews. If you don't know who Hupples is, I'll put a link up to there, but most people probably know who he is. And I thought, that's a real good idea. Let's talk about books. And I am an avid reader. As you can see, we're now back in the library, or the Cat Sunroom, or My Strange Project, or put it in there because we don't have any other place to put it room. All sorts of things get done in this room. And there's all sorts of projects. I have insulation in the corner. Anyways, let's get straight to the point and on with this. Let's get to some books here. Now, these are sort of different prepping books. And if you're curious, they're not directly related to prepping. And for any direct information, if you're wondering if I read these too fast, say this too quick, the information about the books and the authors will be in the description. Go check out the description if you miss something like that, what I'm talking about. Now, let's talk with the first one. This is an interesting book. It's called The Mythical Man Month. Now, this is a book about management, okay? And it's particularly interesting because tons and tons of people who are, quote, leaders and in charge or managers or the boss make the mistakes in this book immensely. I mean, they are so common that I see people making these mistakes. It's just so blatantly obvious. But let me give you a quick summary of the book here. So back in the 1970s, IBM, International Business Machines, was working on bringing a new computer system to the market. It was late. It was really late, okay? So a lot of the managers are like, all right, We got to get this project moving. We're bleeding funds. We got to get this out of here right away. It is killing us. We're in danger of having a severe financial loss if we don't get this thing shipped. So they said, okay, let's bring in tons of technical people, hire tons of people. We'll throw them onto the project. It'll get it out lickety-split. No! In fact, the project got worse. It got later and later. Okay? And that is a really interesting paradox. And it sort of falls in the idea you can't take 9 women and get a baby in 1 month. Doesn't work that way, does it, right? And this is a really important thing in prepping circles and preparedness and all sorts of other life things about leadership. And I think it's a good crossover. Because a lot of people do not understand the difference in knowledge, okay? There's what you call specific knowledge, standardized knowledge, where, okay, you say, for a lot of people say, make me a hamburger, they can make you a hamburger. Make me a sandwich, they can make you a sandwich. You get a lot of electricians say, okay, I need this many circuits wired up, I need this type of protection, I need to carry this many amps, the wire runs are this long, put outlets here, here, and here, put this breaker box in this place. Yeah, you can bring in a lot of people and get stuff moving. Okay, that works well. But when you're talking institution-specific knowledge, all right, and this particular is going to hit in a lot of the prepping circles or SHTF, when you say you got a lot of people, you bring them in and say, okay, we're in a situation we have never experienced before. We are having to come up with solutions on demand. We're having to think through this stuff, all right? And if you're behind and you're having trouble getting stuff done, the last thing you need is someone saying, hey, we're going to get you a lot of help to get this done. The reason why is because the people that are trying to get the stuff working, you're in new uncharted territory, and we're trying to figure out the solution to our specific needs, our specific way of doing things, and what's right for us. You now have to take a break of getting the work done and teach someone. And it's going to take a while to bring them up to speed. The more complex, the more intricate the work, the worse it's going to be. Because that's the more time you are spent teaching versus doing. Even bringing followers along to sort of spread the knowledge and get stuff moving can make it a lot worse. Because you're having to answer all these questions. And if they're just blindly following you, they're going to miss lots of details. Just watching how you're doing stuff like that, they may miss a subtlety like, oh, the orientation of this valve has to be up this way, so like that, to prevent, I don't know, like plant roots getting in it or something. Like, you can see what I'm aiming at, right? Okay? And this is a great book that talks about a lot of really ugly management mistakes. And I consider it a very important lesson. It also really helps you spot real leaders and people who were just, the people close to the management, licking the ass and butt kissing and cozying up to get the promotions and end up in charge. How tons of those people that, are in charge aren't real leaders. And it's just by sheer luck that things don't completely fall apart. Well, the actual truth is you end up with a lot of people that what it is they're passionate about their work, they care about their job, and they will get stuff done, complete the job, do a good job at it, despite the people above them making life hellish to get it done. Oh man, do I know about this. I've gone through this problem so many times. And you try to argue with these people and explain, look, you saying, hey, let's bring on more people, let's do this, because we're dealing with specific things directly to this place. This is not, industry-wide thing. This is not this sort of thing. We're in problem-solving area. Yeah, it's going to get a lot worse. Lot worse. And tons of people run into this head on. And when I think of a major event happening and all things are falling apart, everything's gone crazy, the people that are elected, the people in charge and all that, they are not going to have the skills to manage this. Just look at how bad the response was to like Katrina or the horrible mess Puerto Rico was, right? Yeah, I got no faith in the leadership. We get a world-changing event. Oh boy. Yeah. We got a lot of discussions to cover on that front. But, like I said, this book, even though it's not about prepping, it's not about those sort of things, this book about management problems and about horrible, hideous mistakes you can make to getting something done, it's worth a read. It really is. And it really teaches you to spot natural leaders that are actually aiming to get stuff done and are actually getting the work done and things are succeeding, versus the people that depend upon authority and position of the social structure that's been surrounded around them. Their skills are worthless. Really good way to spot this. And also, if you are one that doesn't realize these sort of issues, it's a good education for you. It really is. Learn this now before you have to suffer through it after SHTF. Really encourage you on that one. I know, sort of an odd one, but I really think it's important to go read and check out. I found it extremely enlightening. It's dry. I'm sorry, it's dry, but very enlightening. All right, next crazy one, right? Here's the other book. How to Cheat at Everything. I know, you're thinking, Reed, have you lost your Evan Lovin mind? Well, it's been long gone. There's in fact a reward out there. Lee's managing the tip line. If you find it, drop her a tip. Be good money for you. Of course, that's a joke. I don't think I ever had a mind to start with. No, there's a real particular important aspect to this book. This is written by a con man, and it talks about all sorts of scams, cheats, all sorts of things, and a way of thinking that isn't natural to me. I don't really think in those patterns, and it is a real good eye-opener. Now, if you think about post-SHTF, people are looking for ways to survive. Con men, they're going to come out of the woodwork. They're going to be everywhere. They're going to be a major problem. And these people have a lot of charisma, and they have ways of getting people to believe things that aren't true. Get people to swear something is this way and it's not. Or fall for, a good story, or make personal ties and connections and develop a rapport and so on, and get in with people. We need to really watch that. Those kind of people, they're the kind of people that they will get in, not really perform, but fly under the radar enough, start cheating people, find the good stash of resources, make off with it, and then a lot of people are going to die from what they've done to enrich only themselves with no regard to the human life it will cost. They're going to be a major problem. Now, if you're like me, an honest sort of law-abiding type person, you don't think that way. You don't really think in those sort of things. You're not thinking, how can I heist this? And stuff like that. It's not a deep in the criminal mindset, so to speak. Well, good thing to educate yourself, right? This was a good book for me. Taught me about all sorts of things I hadn't even considered. All sorts of little scams, illusions, tricks, all sorts of things people do to worm their way in, to cheat people. Like the book says, How to Cheat at Everything. And I found it very eye-opening. Great book to read, and filled me with a lot of knowledge I was lacking, so that when I meet people and are dealing with people post-STF, I can help judge better, are these good people or are these a problem? Really important to handle this. Very important. And the more people you've got that understand this and think about this in your group, the better in my mind. Because all of us are going to have blind spots. All of us are going to miss stuff. And so the more of us that can help keep an eye on things, manage things, it's going to be really important. And we got a lot to talk about with integrating other people, other groups, and other stuff like that into your group. Because you're going to actually have to, after world-changing events, rebuild the world. Because I'm of the belief, we're not going to let darkness win. Got to beat it back and form a new place upon which to rise from the ashes. That's what I say. Well, we got a lot more philosophy to cover on that. But this is a good book. I found it very enjoyable. Actually, it was a very interesting read. Very, very interesting read. And I would encourage people to actually read this. Particularly for people that don't really think about conning people and cheating people and everything else. Knowing how to spot some of this stuff, really, really helpful. So, there's your other prepping, non-prepping book for the day. I got one more for us. Now this one I found rather fun and entertaining. It's called In Search of Stupidity. And it's hilarious. Basically, it's about a lot of technology companies that literally were the king of their position, were at the very top, and they lost it all and screwed everything up. And I really enjoyed this book. Now, why is this related to, SHTF? Well, it goes into sort of like the mythical man one thing. And it talks about, don't get a big head. Don't get full of yourself. And it's really, really important to listen to, in this case, they were talking about customers and the lower people and the engineers and all those other people in the company, not to get, surrounded by a bunch of yes men was a real occurring theme, real important theme. And this actually goes to a lot of governmental structures you're going to want to set up post-STF. The last thing you need is dictators and kings, wannabe kings out there thinking they're on top of everything, controlling everything, and they shall be the rulers of this grand utopia. Yeah, they're monsters. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. But knowing this sort of stuff, getting an idea of like how a lot of, even when you're at the very top, have everything set going for you, how you can completely and utterly blow it by making ridiculous, dumb decisions is really helpful. And it really often interesting is what I found that about the book was how many times you had these people that despite mistakes they could have recovered, but they kept going headlong into this bad idea. Sure, luck really plays an important piece in all this sort of stuff, but it seems to be that these people lose sight of the goals, lose sight of the original mission, lose sight of what they're good at, and go another direction. And that's when it all starts falling apart. And basically, I want to bring this back to our side. It's basically saying, don't bite off more than you can chew. You need to know yourself really well. You need to know your own limitations. You need to understand where you cannot reliably make a decision. And in those areas, it's really, really good to get other people and listen to other people saying, should we do this or not? And it really says you cannot consolidate decisions and power making into this select little tiny group. You got to have things distributed out really well. You got to have a lot of feedback. You got to have all sorts of stuff. You got to have other people making decisions. It's really important. So there's my oddball 3 books for the day. If you missed exactly what I was saying or couldn't read what I held up, information about them is in the description. Check it out. I hope everyone has a great day, and you'll see a lot more of me in a lot more videos. And I hope this was an interesting video for you and got you thinking. Take care, everyone. This is Reed, out for now.